for help. Can't do it. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy, like other senators, attended a briefing by the Department of Defense today about the war in Iran. Here's what Chris Murphy said. I was in a 2-hour briefing today on the Iran war. All of the briefings are closed because Trump can't defend this war in public. So pause there. One of the tactics being used by the Trump regime is to falsely label things as classified so that he cannot tell the American public about it, things that shouldn't be classified. So he holds these public deranged pressers where he's not actually saying what's happening and he's lying, but then he holds these classified briefings on information that normally would be revealed to the American people. For example, yesterday we learned 150 soldiers were wounded. 150 were wounded. That was being covered up. Senator Murphy goes on to say, look.
Did you just hear that? A sitting U.S. senator walked out of a classified Pentagon war briefing, and he said the plans are incoherent. He said the goals are incomplete. And he said you, the American people, deserve to know. Here is the thing. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, confirmed something the Trump White House does not want you to know. The war goals for this Iran conflict do not include destroying Iran's nuclear weapons program. They do not include regime change. So what exactly are we doing over there? 150 of your fellow Americans, your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren in uniform, have already been wounded. 150. And Trump has been covering it up, hiding it behind classified labels. By the end of this video, I am going to show you exactly what is really happening in this war and why your gap.
Donald Trump is panicking as Iran refuses to accept Donald Trump's surrender. Donald Trump desperately wants a ceasefire, so he had Steve Witkoff reach out repeatedly to Iranian leadership, as reported by The Guardian, and say, please, can we have a ceasefire? Not only is Iran saying no to the ceasefire, Iranian leadership continues to threaten to vanish Donald Trump. They say your paper threats do not scare us. They threaten to eliminate Donald Trump. Repeated death threats they continue to make against Donald Trump. The Guardian reports Iran has spurned 2 messages from Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, seeking a ceasefire as its leaders in Iran sense it is not losing the war and that Donald Trump is at a minimum feeling political pressure at home. The article is called Iran is Becoming More Defiant in the Face of U.S.-Israeli Onslaught. And we see Iran continuing to strike at Israel, continuing to strike at American bases in the region. We learned earlier yesterday that Iran was putting all of these mines in the Strait of Hormuz. When you look at the Strait of Hormuz, essentially zero traffic is moving through the Strait of Hormuz still, despite Donald Trump and his regime lying that there were Navy convoys that were helping move these cargo ships, which was false. And then Donald Trump's regime blamed statements that the Navy was helping the cargo ships pass through the Strait of Hormuz on staffers and interns, and said, oh, it was just a staffer and intern who made these posts, which just completely imploded the oil markets yesterday. And you take a look at what went down.
Let me give you the full picture here, because what you just saw is being underreported by every major network. The Guardian, a real verified news source, confirmed that Iran rejected 2 separate ceasefire requests from Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff. 2. Iran's leaders believe they are not losing this war. They sense that Trump is the one who is desperate. Now, here is the context that matters. This war started on February 28th. It is called Operation Epic Fury. And in just the first 10 days, approximately 140 to 150 U.S. service members have been wounded. That comes directly from the Pentagon and from Reuters. That information was not being told to you. Iran is also striking at U.S. bases across the region. A drone hit the Baghdad Diplomatic Support Center near the Baghdad airport on March 10th. 6 drones were launched. 5 were shot down, but 1 got through. That is confirmed by U.S. News, citing the Washington Post. Iran is striking American facilities in Iraq. They're striking Israel. and Trump went to war with no plan for what comes after. Here is what they are not telling you. Iran saw this coming, and they prepared. They are not collapsing. They are fighting a slow, grinding war of attrition designed to bleed America economically and militarily. Look at this map. This is the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil passes through this narrow waterway every day. And right now, almost nothing is moving. Reuters published ship tracking data showing tanker traffic has collapsed since the start of this war. This is the Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil passes through this narrow waterway every day. And right now, almost nothing is moving. Reuters published ship tracking data showing tanker traffic has collapsed since the start of this war. NPR confirmed it. The BBC showed a time lapse of it. The strait is, for all practical purposes, shut down. And your gas prices are going up because of it. Every American filling up their tank is paying the price for this war. A war with no plan, no end game, and no exit. But the Trump administration told you the Navy was escorting ships through. They said everything was fine. We'll show you in just a moment exactly what really happened with that claim and why it rattled the entire global oil market. I want you to sit with what you just heard for a moment, because this is outrageous. The United States Secretary of Energy posted a claim that our Navy was escorting oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. He posted it on his official government account. Oil prices dropped $5 a barrel immediately, and someone, we do not know who, had placed a massive short position on oil just before that tweet went up. The tweet was deleted 8 minutes later. Oil prices shot back up $5, and that mystery trader made $100 million in 8 minutes. The Hill confirmed the deletion. Al Jazeera confirmed it. CNBC confirmed the market reaction. The Energy Department blamed a staffer, for what was posted on the Secretary's own official account. Now, I believe every American deserves to ask, who knew that tweet was coming? Who placed that short position? Because this is not just embarrassing, this is what market manipulation looks like. And no one in the mainstream media is demanding an investigation. The U.S. Navy itself then confirmed to the shipping industry they are refusing near daily requests for military escorts. It's too dangerous. Nothing is moving through that strait safely. Your government lied to you. Again, this matters to you. Hormuz carries 1/5 of the world's oil supply. When it is blocked, energy costs rise for every single American. At the pump, in your heating bill, in everything you buy at the grocery store. This is not abstract. This is your wallet. This is your wallet. This headline says it all. Asia Times called this what it was: market manipulation. A government official posts false information. The markets react instantly. Hundreds of millions of dollars change hands. And then the post just disappears. Think about what you would be facing right now if you did something like this.
He goes on to say, look, I obviously can't disclose classified info, but you deserve to know how incoherent and incomplete these war plans are. Here's what I can share. Maybe the lead is that the war goals do not involve destroying Iran's nuclear weapons program. This is surprising since Trump says over and over again this is the key goal, but then of course we already know airstrikes can't wipe out their nuclear material. Second, they confirmed regime change is also not on the list. So they are going to spend hundreds of billions of your taxpayer dollars, get a whole bunch of Americans killed, and a hardline regime, probably more anti-American hardline regime than the one before, will still be in charge. Okay, so what are the goals? It seems primarily destroying lots of missiles and boats and drone factories. But the question that stumped them, what happens when you stop bombing? Do they just restart production? They hinted at more bombing, which is, of course, an endless war. Oh, and on the Strait of Hormuz, they had no plan. I can't go into more detail about how Iran gums up the strait, but suffice it to say right now, they don't know how to get it safely back open.
There would be a federal investigation. There would be criminal charges. But when it happens inside the Trump administration, they blame a staffer and move on. This is the pattern. Lie, profit, delete, blame someone else, and never ever be held accountable. The American people deserve better than this, and they are starting to demand it. We'll show you the proof of that at the end of this video. Let me tell you what we have learned in this video today, and let me be completely direct with you. Number 1, Iran rejected Trump's ceasefire requests twice, confirmed by The Guardian. Iran believes it is not losing, and Iran is right to believe that. Number 2, 150 American service members have been wounded in 10 days, confirmed by Reuters and the Pentagon. This was being hidden from you. Number 3, a drone hit a major U.S. diplomatic facility in Baghdad. Iran's allies are striking American targets across the region, confirmed by U.S. News and the Washington Post. Number 4, the Energy Secretary posted a lie about the Strait of Hormuz. The oil market crashed. A mystery trader made $100 million in 8 minutes. The post was deleted. A staffer was blamed. No investigation. Confirmed by CNBC, The Hill, and Al Jazeera. Number 5, Senator Chris Murphy revealed from a classified Pentagon briefing that this war has no coherent goals. No nuclear weapons destruction, no regime change, no plan for the Strait. 100% foreseeable. His words, not mine. Now, here is what I believe. I believe this is one of the most reckless foreign policy disasters in modern American history. Launched without allies, without a plan, without goals, and without telling the American people the truth. But here is something powerful I also want you to know. Democrats just overperformed by 13 to 16 points in special elections in Georgia and New Hampshire this week. Confirmed by the New York Times and Daily Kos. The people are waking up. Your voice matters right now, more than it ever has. Stay informed, stay outraged, and stay engaged, because democracy only survives when citizens refuse to look away. If you want to make sure, did you just hear what that man said? In a district, Donald Trump won by 37 points, one of the reddest, most MAGA-loyal districts in the entire country. A Democrat just got more votes than any Republican on the ballot. Not second place, not close, first place. And now there is a runoff. This is Georgia's 14th congressional district, Marjorie Taylor Greene's old seat, a district so red that MTG used to win it by 70% of the vote.